Hey guys, this is Jamie with TechNation, and I'm super excited that everyone could join us today. We are bringing you the second Tools of the Trade live product demo. And I have a real treat for you today with a gentleman that I met back at MD Expo Atlanta last spring. Had the opportunity to chat with Steven and learn a little about the products that he's bringing to market. But before we jump into that, I did want to give you just a couple of updates on some things that TechNation has been working on. Of course, we're getting ready for our next MD Expo that's going to be this October. It's going to be in Orlando, Florida, October 29 through 31st. Of course, our website is mdexposhow.com and registration is open. So I know you've been saving those dates. Now you can go ahead and register to make sure that you're going to join the TechNation team for 3 days of education and networking. But just to make sure you've got a really good idea of everything that's going on at the MD Expo, in your handout section today on your webinar dashboard, you're going to find a PDF that is our pre-show planner. It's going to give you just a taste of some of that great education that's accredited by the ACI, as well as some of the fun networking events that we have planned, like our finale party on Halloween is going to be called Booze and Brews. So you know it's going to be fun. Bring your costume. Everybody get really creative. We're going to have a great contest. Anyway, let's talk a little about our product that we're demoing today. You can see from behind Steven that we are talking with Voytek Medical. And Voytek Medical specializes in cost-saving products, more specifically in the design and manufacturing of cable management and security systems for medical devices. They pride themselves on designing and producing products that are exceptional in quality and durability. Their flagship product, known as the Bear Trap, something we're going to see soon, is the most versatile. It can be configured to protect almost anything in a healthcare environment, including patient cables on the bedside monitors, ultrasound probes, defib accessories, and anything that needs loss prevention. Of course, after rigorous testing and development, they are proud to announce that there's a brand new product line, something else we're going to get to see today, and that's the URSA line of products, which are designed to protect 12 lead EKG and ECG machine acquisition models, which are commonly and easily damaged or lost. Voytek Medical's team looks forward to continuing to provide innovative and affordable solutions to help their customers protect their assets and attain cost savings. And today we're talking with Steven Jaworski. He's the founder and CEO of Voytek Medical. Hi, Steven.
Hi.
With more than 10 years in the field, Steven's experience as a clinical engineer gave him a comprehensive background to design and develop cable management and security devices. Steven, go ahead and introduce yourself to the TechNation community today.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for taking your time to learn about our products line. And we are really looking forward to growing as a company and learning what you, as the technicians, need and creating products for your specific issues that you might be having.
I love that. And I think one fun thing that we can do to get started, I know we have a couple of attendees that have joined this live demo, and of course we're recording this so we can put it on our social media and our website, on our YouTube channel. But let's go ahead and poll the live attendees today. So attendees, if you're tuned into your screen, I'm going to launch a poll. The poll simply reads, have you heard of Voytek Medical before? Yes or no question. I'm going to give you a couple of moments to answer that. But you know, Steven, I think this will give us some good context for our conversation. How many people have heard of the company before? How many need a little extra education? Looks like we are almost at 100% voting. So let me close the poll and I'm going to share the results. I love this, Stephen, because 86% of our attendees today aren't familiar with Voytek Medical, 14% are. So what a great opportunity we have to really promote your company and share some information about these product lines. Knowing that we're more in a branding and an education mode, anything that you could tell us about the company that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. As I kind of alluded to a little bit earlier, we take a lot of our inspiration from the field, from the people out there dealing with these issues and trying to scrimp and save and trying to save their facilities money or their clients money in whatever situation you might be in. And we created products for you guys, for everyone that needs something to be saved, that doesn't want to make it themselves or doesn't necessarily have the tooling. We provide products for that. So we're always listening to what our customers are saying, and there's a lot of things that we'll go over during the product demo that I will explain that this was a customer request. Some of these things were directly from the customers that we were able to make and turn around and actually made a part of our group of product offerings. So I'm really, really excited for the opportunity to speak to everybody and to show what we have.
I love that so much. And you know, when you and I chatted almost probably over a year ago at this point, when you were showing me the Bear line, I had no idea that loss prevention was such a critical need in a healthcare facility. I'm going to show my ignorance here, but you say medical equipment, I instantly think CTs and ultrasounds and MRIs, big pieces of equipment that are hard to walk away with. But much like you have shared and educated me, that it is everything from IV poles to patient monitors to T probes. This is all equipment that could inadvertently walk away, could get lost, could be somewhere different, or could fall and be damaged. What was the catalyst as you were a clinical engineer that you were like, hey, here's an idea that I've got to bring to the market, something I've got to pour my passion into?
That's actually a pretty funny story. I actually came up with this Bear Trap line of products idea back near like 11 years ago at this point. I was just starting off in clinical engineering. I kept spending a lot of time reordering because we were in charge of ordering cables and all this other good stuff for all the departments, which was taking up a vast majority of my time. Cost the hospital tons of money. We had constant turnover. You know, one department would close and that whole department gets stripped of all their cables and all their accessories, and the next morning you have to come in and replace everything again. It cost a ton of money, and I had other things to do being in a community hospital with a limited staff, and it just was not a very efficient way of doing things. So back then I inquired about getting a 3D printer to kind of make some stuff and just see what we can do with it. We were able to get one, and then we started coming up with this whole idea, and I started figuring out how I want things to mount, how I want things to look, and eventually went through the patent process, got everything done. For a few years, you know, there really wasn't much interest in the market. Not many people were looking for cost savings or really understood what they were losing. And then over the years, we've been seeing a vast change in attitude where people are now starting to realize that the little accessories add up to a lot. And if we can eliminate that, we can eliminate time wasters and just generally being more budget friendly. And that's kind of the whole story and how this whole thing got started, and it's been going ever since.
I love that. Well, congrats to you. I know it's exciting to have an idea and see it through until here we are talking about your second product line, which is the point of everybody tuning in today. So go ahead and get set up for the demo of the first product line. And while you're doing that, I'm going to share with attendees that this is an informal conversation, TechNation. We want to give you the opportunity to ask real-time questions to Stephen. So as he's demoing the product, if there's anything specific that you'd like to know, if you've got questions, please feel welcome to use the question feature in your webinar dashboard. You can type in that question, it'll come to my attention. I'll save it to the end of the presentation, and then we'll get through as many questions as we can today. Stephen, I'm gonna turn it over to you whenever you're ready. Let's look at some of these products.
Thank you, and we'll be showing you the Bear Trap product line in one moment.
Cool, great. Well, I know Stephen's going to get set up for that. Just pull the camera in a little closer so he can really show some of the different locking mechanisms that are, to me, very creative. And I love that there's some colorful aspects to it too. I'm sure as you're working in a healthcare facility, I know organization is key, and sometimes color coding is the best way for you to accomplish this. Again, I just want to point out, I did have a quick chat on the chat system over here to the panelists. You can chat your questions to the panelists' attention if you want. I'll see them that way, or that question feature on your dashboard will give you the opportunity to ask a question as well. Stephen, are we ready to go?
We are, and so we're just going to start with our first product line and how everything kind of works. So the products we make are going to be in two different forms. One's going to be on a looping section, as you can see here on this X3 in this corner right here, which looks like this. This allows you to attach any of our products to anything with a handle. You can add it to your X3 handles in this case. You could even add it to the top of this monitor if you don't have a wall channel or whatever. This is the most versatile part that we make. This whole product line is very versatile and very open-ended, so you can really configure it in a way that's going to work for you, regardless of what the product is. As you can see here on this defib over here, we also have the looping clasp on this. So this is our most versatile. After that, we have what screws into the GCX wall bracket. So this piece here will screw into the GCX wall mount. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that, everybody. So this part will go into your GCX wall channel that is mounted on the back of your any bedside monitor. This can screw in, and any other tip that will go through, any other clasp will go onto this. So those are two main mounting solutions we also make, and this was a customer request. One hospital was having an issue with bed remotes going missing, and the cost of that being hundreds of dollars repeated over and over again. So they had nothing to affix our two existing mounts that we just went over on. So they asked if we could make something that would just screw into a wall and that we could just attach one of our clasps onto. It's very similar to this. So this is what we created for them to go on a screw into a wall right above the head wall system where the patient TV and head speaker is, and also the which they use for the remote for the patients. And this is what we made for them. So this is a part of when I say that we listen to what our customers have to say and their needs. That's one of them. Our clasps are very customizable as well. So we have the one hole, which can be used for bed remotes. They can be used for ultrasound probes, anything like that that happens to be moving. You can lock up with this. Very simple, just a single hole for that. Also, you can use it for whatever other purpose that maybe I don't even know about. And I would love to hear about what you guys feel that you can use our products for. We also make a 3-hole. As you can see here, this oblong version, it's not round, obviously. That's to affix GE blood pressure hoses. So you can do either single hose like Philips uses or any other manufacturer, or the GE dual hose will also fit in this. And this also gives you a space for your ECG and your SpO2. We also make for ICU applications the 5-hole, which also gives you expanded capability for locking down your invasive blood pressure cable and for your temperature. That doesn't end all the customizations that we can do. We also offer everything in these colors, and a lot of facilities have been really taking advantage of this lately. They have been assigning each color to a department. So if your department has a mobile monitor, let's say they're taking the X3 right here, you can color it in red for the emergency department, and you can know without having to check anything through your asset management system, anything like that, you can know what department it belongs to. And also the staff can easily identify their own equipment without having to get you guys to go around and try to find it for them. That is the biggest part of the Bear Trap. Like I said, it's very universal. We make it shorter for the X3s, which is more model specific. Right here, you can see this is for the wall mount that goes on, which will hold all your products here. And on the defib, it's much more mobile, and you can also have this in color, move it around, do whatever you need. A part of the Bear Trap also, again, this is another customer request for the humidifiers. We were getting recommendations that wish we had made something for the humidifier wires, so we came up with this clasp that will hold everything together, and there's another clasp on the back here that will go on the power cord, and this will keep everything together, and no one can just remove it on you because you have to use a special key that we have here. This is a pin and hole Torx that we use for all of our product lines. We don't give a lot of keys out in the products when you buy it because that is going to create some issues for you. If it gets into everyone's hands, everyone can open it, and it's not really that helpful. So those are meant for authorized personnel, whether that be your technicians, whether that be nursing leadership, or nursing managers, whoever you decide is good to use this key, then that is what you would be using it for. The key also has this little protrusion on here that is to open up the looping clasp here. There's a little cutout right in there. I'm not sure if it can be seen on screen, but you put that in there when you take the screws out, and it helps you just pop it open because it can be a little stiff because we make everything to very, very tight tolerances. We also, from another request, make just this. We call this the ID tag. It has no function other than being hung on a piece of equipment to identify the color if you were to use a color code for your hospital. So this, you would say put on maybe like a Parks Doppler or something that you're not necessarily going to have any accessories that you're going to be taking off, but you want to know what department it belongs to. This is a really good way, and it's very, a lot of our stuff is affordable, and if there is anything out of this product line that you don't see that you would like to see us make in the future, by all means, we would love to hear from you. My email would be in this presentation, and I'd love to hear more about how we can expand the Bear Trap even further than we have already. The next product line we'll be going through is our newest product line. It's called URSA. So we're just going to go black for a few seconds, and we'll be right back and show you that.
Great. While Stephen is moving the camera to get set up for the next part of the product demo, I wanted to pop back on and just say to the attendees, we're getting a lot of great questions, and that's my favorite thing about this live product demo format, is that it's giving you, the TechNation community, the opportunity to ask these questions, and ideas that you have to help improve on the product line, or maybe help the product line grow. While I got to meet Stephen over a year ago, we had the opportunity to catch up again at the recent HTM Mixer in Baltimore. And I know some of the fun things that are on the horizon for this company, and some of the new products and capabilities that they're going to be able to bring to the market, which I think is so critical, because out of all of the third-party parts and service companies that we work with, and even the OEMs that we run into from time to time, I don't see a lot of similar companies that are helping biomedical departments and healthcare facilities really be in that cost savings mindset, to make sure that they're keeping not only the patients safe, but they're keeping their equipment safe. So I hope the first part of this demo so far has piqued your curiosity, almost as if we had timed that perfectly. Stephen's back to finish the second part of the product demo and tell you about the next product line. Stephen, over to you.
Thank you very much, Jamie. So this is our newest line that we just came out with. We call it the URSA line. It is to protect your acquisition modules from being able to be removed, and keeps all of your cables neatly organized. And from what we've been seeing, these cables will last longer with our products. The reason is because if you're familiar, these connectors right here, over time will get a knuckle. We'll get almost looks like an arthritic kind of knuckle on it, where it bends against this boot, where the wire is actually bending against the boot. Our product actually is acting like a strain relief and not allowing that to bend so many degrees beyond straight, that we're seeing massive improvements of the longevity of your lead set, which is extremely expensive. This is hundreds of dollars. So you guys will be able to keep this together. This is an aluminum bar. It doesn't have any flex to it. It's made specifically for the Mac 5500 in this version. We also offer what we call the URSA Plus, which is just this little thing. As you probably recognize it, it's the looping tether that we talked about in the Bear Trap. Also, this looks like a Bear Trap, but it's got two holes here. So with this version for the Mac 5500, the URSA Plus comes with two of these, one of which to go on the actual CAN 14 cable that goes into the machine. The other is going to be for a scanner. If you were to use it, those can be upwards of, from what I saw, up to $3,000, $2,000 to $3,000 if they're lost, and you have to replace it. For the extra cost for the URSA Plus to go along with this, it is absolutely going to be a big money saver, especially I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with replacing the pins in this. If they get smashed, that's $400 a piece every time that happens. So this is our Mac 5500 version of it, and it also slots in to any of the cradles that GE made for this model. So there's going to be no fit, there's going to be no any kind of modifications. This will slide right into what you need it to slide into. The same principle is for the VU360 version. Obviously, it slots in different because it goes upside down, as opposed to the hanging over version of the previous models. But all it is it's going to contain your cable here, lock it in. All your buttons will still be accessible all the way through, and This is a tight fit, right on. This back panel will slide forward and off, and you can remove everything on it. Again, protecting your cables, protecting all of your investment, and also this comes with the URSA Plus option as well, but nicely done by GE that they have put the scanner and the ends of this CAM14 cable in the same location, so you can use one of these to secure both. What I will do is I will take this out so you can see how this installs and how easy it is and quick and easy it is to install. Oops. So you put your key in the top here, a couple of turns, and everything we make is designed to keep the screw in place, so you don't have to drop it on the floor, it rolls away or something like that happens. You slide this top plate out right here. As you can see, the comb holds all the wires. You can see where that knuckle is, where you usually get some kind of damage, is totally isolated. There is nothing going to happen over there. So what we would do is we would push this out and push this out. So this whole product essentially looks like this. It has a cup for where this cable goes into, and if you want to install it, all you have to do is put this in here, like so. Slides right in. Plug it into the bottom of your module. Flip this over and just push the wires into the comb. Reinstall your back plate. Turn it over and tighten the screw, and you have protected this module from anything that can really come at it. It's essentially going to be the same thing with the Mac 5500, only that this section at the bottom here opens up like a clamshell instead of sliding on top of a knuckle like this version. And that is our newest product line. We're always expanding. We're actually working on a Philips PageWriter version of this. That should be coming out somewhat soon. We're just finishing up some prototyping and some testing. These things take some time because we want to make sure anything that goes out to market is as good as it's ever going to get, and it's totally indestructible for what you can find in a healthcare environment.
Awesome. Well, Stephen, let's start with that. Maybe tell us a little about the time period needed for the design portion of this. I know not only do you need to come up with concept, but you want to test it before you seek any approval. What's a typical timeline that you're working on for these products?
So when we're taking a product in, something like this took a lot longer to make. Bear Trap, specialty things, usually we can turn around in a matter of weeks. This, through R&D and a lot of time, took about a year. As simple as it seems, took about a year to design, to make sure it fit, to design something that would fit into your standard mounts. We don't want to make you guys buy extra mounts and extra things like that. So we really want to make form-fitted, really tight things, and also finding a manufacturer to do 3D printed metal parts for us. Because everything has to be such tight tolerances. We really, really work hard to make sure we vet all of our vendors and make sure everything is indestructible. I think we went through probably 24 variations on this. Yeah. And have it fail at different points and try to fix it. And then this is the product you see at the end here, where, as I said, we are very, very quality oriented, and we're never going to release something that is not going to work. or it's half working, we're just not going to allow that to happen. So something like this took a lot of time. Even the Bear Trap, as simple as that looks, that went through, you know, probably 30 or 40 different iterations. You know, multiple patents being constantly gone through just to um, continue to innovate and continue to uh, expand our product line for our customers.
I love that. Well, I'm going to give you an opportunity to switch the camera back. And while we do that, let's go ahead and ask another poll of the attendees. So attendees, if you're tuned into your screen again, I'm going to go ahead and launch a poll for you. This poll simply reads, is this product line, either of them, something that you'd consider purchasing for your healthcare facility or for your biomedical department? Your answers can be yes, give us a call, maybe in the future, no thank you, not at this time. I'm going to give you a couple of more seconds to answer. It looks like we've got a little over half the attendees that have answered so far. So giving you a little extra time and reminding you that next up, we're going to move into that Q&A. So while I've got about 10 questions from attendees, if there's something that you'd like to ask, now's your chance to go ahead and put it in the question feature or either in the chat section. I'm going to close the poll and launch. I am so excited that it looks about 88% of our attendees today say, yeah, we're interested. You piqued our curiosity and we want to learn a little bit more. So maybe in the future, this could be a purchase and something that we add to our healthcare facility. So let me hide the results. It'll pull the cameras back up. And I know Steven's working to get the bigger screen. There we go. So we can see him again and all of the products in front of us. Steven, if you're ready, I'm going to jump in with some questions.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, first, as I alluded to a little earlier, I'm not familiar with a lot of companies that do something similar, but I know there are some on the market. So how does Voytek Medical stand out from the competition?
Well, a lot of these other companies are, they use very thin, very, unfortunately, you can cut through them with surgical scissors. So that was a big part of creating this product to begin with, was that I used other products and nursing staff got surgical, cutting scissors and snipped right through it. And I had to go ahead and make something they could not cut through. That is probably our biggest asset as a company, is that it's cut resistant, it's versatile, and it cannot really be defeated by anything you'll have within your healthcare institution. So that is a big differentiator. The other differentiator is the way in which we mount all of our products to this. It's the looping clasp that we have. It is the clasp that goes directly into your GCX wall mounts. It is also the availability of the color coding and different clasp sizes for whatever your particular need is. So you do not have to use 5 other products to make one thing work. You can keep it nice and neat. Everything runs through this clip right here, and you don't have to worry about it at all. That is probably our biggest differentiator, including listening to the customers, creating things that you guys need, like I said, with the humidifier, with the ID tag, even with the URSA line. This was a customer ask for us because they were having such issues with it. So we went out and designed this for a customer and brought it to market. So that is really the whole genesis of this company, is listening to everybody out there that works in the industry. We're not here to give you a product for you to fit it into your life. We want to know how you're using our products to fit and what we can do to make it better for you, not just make you assimilate to what we're offering. We can go ahead and do it for you. We can make whatever you need.
I love that. So it sounds like product quality would be one of the key differences, as well as listening to the industry and providing solutions to the pain points or ideas that they're sharing. I have one attendee that wanted to know, is the security torque a standard security torque, or is it unique to your company?
It's a standard torque. It's a pin and hole Torx 10T, but we can also order special if you like spanner, which would be kind of like that snake bite kind of look, where you need a special tool to get that. We can adapt our products to whatever key if you feel that this might be a little, that someone might get a little wise and get whatever they need. It's not, we don't make anything special to our company, but we can also get different products that are out there, and we can definitely work with you to meet your needs.
All right, let's talk a little about those keys. One attendee wanted to know, you mentioned there are 4 authorized personnel. Do the keys come with the purchase of a lock, and do you get more than one key? What if you lose your key?
So for our orders, we typically do 1 key per every 10 units. Order 100 units, you get 10 keys. Order 1 unit, you get 1 key. We always give a key. We never make that as a value add for our customers. So you will always get keys. If you were to lose some of your keys, they can be purchased for a very, very low price when you contact us.
Great. Another attendee, I think, was really intrigued by the colors that you were able to show with the first product line. Do you purchase the locks or the colors in packs, or do you have to pick one color and you get multiple locks that way?
You would choose your color and your quantity and everything. Everything is made to order. Everything's tailor made. So if you want 10 of one color, 10 of another color, 5 of another, and obviously there's only so many colors. Here we have 9 different colors, including the yellow, but you can see it here. The yellow is on this unit right here. If you have too many units, what a lot of places have been doing is doing half and half. So one shell would be green, the other shell would be purple in this case. And you can have multiples of different departments or different needs. Some departments don't use it as a for departmental identification, but some places starting to use it for PM months. So January could be red, February will be purple, and so on and so forth. And they'll be able to have the techs be able to see what's due on a certain month just by seeing the color of it, if they're not interested in doing it by department. Yeah, and just to roundabout answer the question, everything is ordered to whatever specification you desire, whatever clasp orientation, whatever length, whatever product. We can make it for you exactly what you need and how many you need it. There is no minimums. You can order 1 or you can order 100 plus, where we work with no orders too small.
I love something that you said. I want to go back and reiterate it for the attendees. I know when you say color, I think department, but you mentioned there are some facilities that are using the colors to cue the need of preventative maintenance. Like you said, maybe February is red and March is green. So as you're walking through a facility, anything that has that red lock, you know it is up or due for a PM. Is that correct?
Yep.
I love that. What a great idea. Well,
Again, these are all, we just put this out and we're taking what the industry is telling us. And, that's a big part of it.
another attendee mentioned you referenced an OEM earlier when you were demoing one of the products. Do you know if there's any OEMs that are using or selling these products?
No. No OEMs are selling them directly. We're in talks with a few of them to get on their internal catalogs. But until that time, we are just going to be selling through our local distributors, our internal sales force, which can get you anything you need, or you can order through PartSource as well.
I'm so glad you said that. That took us to another attendee question. Someone asked if this was the same product that they had seen on PartSource's website or that PartSource carries. Any other direct purchases or distributors that you could share?
As of right now, we're working with in the New York area. Jim Bryan is one of our main distributors in the New York area. PartSource is a nationwide distributor, and we're also looking to expand to different distributors in the future. We're just not there exactly yet. You know, we want to make sure any distributor we're taking on understands the product line, that can articulate what the benefits of it is, and it's not just another thing in their portfolio. We want to make sure that people really are understanding what our company is about, and that takes time. It takes time to make sure we have the right people in place. But as time goes on, we will be expanding services to local areas, and we're going to go from there.
Great. Well, before we wrap up, tell me what's on the horizon for Voytek Medical. Any new products or something big?
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but we are playing around with some RFID options where our product lines could carry your RFID tags within it. So you can protect your RFID tag, impregnate it into our product line, and also have all your cables and everything locked up at the same time. Another thing that we are working on, as I said, we're looking to expand our URSA line to different product lines out there. And we have a couple of other little things that I think are going to be pretty exciting that we'll probably be unveiling sometime next year.
That is big. So TechNation community, you need to stay tuned in to Voytek Medical. Not only do they have the new product line that they showed us today, but they've got some new ones that are on the horizon, potential ETA of next year. Stephen, thanks so much for sharing that little tidbit that there's some RFID possibilities coming in the future. I have more than one attendee that wanted to know how they could get in touch with you. So of course, I'm going to point out two things. Their website is voytekmedical.com, and if you're tuned into your screen, you're going to see a QR code that is over Stephen's shoulder. Scan that with your phone, with the camera app on your smartphone. It'll take you directly to their website so you can learn more. Or on the other shoulder, over the other shoulder, you'll see their URL. I love that. Great Vanna. That's very good. voytekmedical.com. Before we wrap up today, I want to remind all of the attendees, we're going to send out a survey in 1 hour. If you take the time to complete the survey and turn it in, then you'll be entered to win a very special TechNation prize pack. So stay tuned into your email address. You'll get an email with a link to that survey and 1 hour from now. Stephen, any last words or final thoughts before we sign off today?
No, I just want to thank everyone for their time. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to tell you about our product line, the things we're doing in the future, and would love to hear from you. As Jamie said, you can visit us there on our website, go to website here, or you can email me directly. If you have any direct questions, my email is sjawrski@voytekmedical.com. And sincerely thank everybody for your time. And we hope that we hear from you and can help you guys fix some of your problems.
I love that so much, guys. I'm going to encourage you again, go check out their website at least. Stay tuned in to these TechNation Tools of the Trade live demo. We got a big treat coming up for you next month in July. I'm going to chat with my friend JC Newell with NRC. JC, you may know her as Jewel Newell as well. We're going to talk a little about her consulting and career services that she can offer to biomeds. As always, you can find any upcoming live webinar and broadcast at webinarwednesday.live. TechNation, big thank you to everybody that tuned in today. We're going to see you again real soon, but have a great week. Bye, guys.